Hey, good morning, my friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California this gorgeous Tuesday morning. It's really beautiful. You can see there's no wind here. However, there is wind up in the northern sector, and it's choppy in the tuna grounds. Bluefin tuna, a much better signal going on here right now. In fact, last evening, we'll have all the details as the BFT are starting to bite in some really choppy weather. Elsewhere, we have great white sea bass fishing on the Pride again for the great folks at Blacktail Hooks. Sky and Izzy and all the great people that were on board that trip had a memorable trip. We'll talk about that. And of course, we've got an opportunity for you, or I should say Friends of Rollo has an opportunity for you to fish with the great stars of Wicked Tuna. All that and more right now, because you know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing and a swig of this delicious coffee. Oh my God, what's better than a hot cup of coffee on a gorgeous morning like this? It's simply beautiful here in Surfside, and we've got a lot to go over with you. First of all, hit that like button, that means a lot, and if you'd hit the share button and share this with a friend, it'd be deeply, deeply appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We're headed toward 10,000 now subscriptions, and that's happened awfully fast. Well over 2 million views, well over 215,000 hours of content consumed, and I owe that all to you. So thank you very, very much. Really, really appreciate it. All right, want to mention to you that Friends of Rollo is putting on a really great event where you get to go fishing with the guys from Wicked Tuna. And what could be better than that? On the Tomahawk, you have Marissa McLaughlin. On the Liberty, Bob Cook. And on the Ocean Odyssey, Dave Marciano. You can fish with these guys and gals, and it'll be a great event. June 12th through the 14th. If you'd like to get on, just call my friend Howard. He's a great guy, 805-598-3401. And you can get on that magnificent trip. All right, Alicia Cornelius is down in Costa Rica. I just want to wish her my very, very best pura vida. Hope you're having a great time. Let's get into this bluefin tuna bite in San Diego. It has been down, down, down. And while it is not where it should be quite yet, it showed significant signs of life and further affirmed in my mind that this is moon phase. It's moon phase, why these fish are off the bite, and I think it's going to get even better. By this weekend, that BFT at night is going to be chewing. Now, that's my humble prediction, because we're going to have much nicer weather. Guys are slugging it out in some snotty weather right now. The Pegasus is up to 10 bluefin tuna, and that dope is about an hour old as it's here 5:30 in the morning. So they may have thrown on a couple of more on board the Pegasus. They're having a very good signal, seeing a lot of fish. It's just finally starting to settle and bite again, and that is all really good news. They said the 4 to 500 gram rip rollers were best of all. That was best, and their fish are in the 80 to 180 pound class. That's a nice grade of bluefin tuna settling down fleet-wide. From what I was able to ascertain, it sounded like from 3 to maybe 15 bluefin, maybe a tad more than that, something like that. Much better than it has been. Not wide open by any stretch of the imagination, but headed in the right direction. And as I say, when we get back to much nicer weather in the weekend, it should be biting. Yesterday, we told you we thought it was moon phase, and if you had an upcoming trip, don't panic. It's going to get better. So it showed significant signs of life. We'll see what happens during the daytime today, but a much better bite last night. 3 rods are essential. A 30-pound outfit to fly line with. Then you want to have a 50 to 60 pound to throw Daiwa Zacanas, 100 to 150 grams with that, and even sinker fish. And then also that 80 to 130 pound 2-speed reel. That's essential right now. There's a lot of big fish running around. John Garrison was on the Vagabond, and while they didn't have a wide open trip, they saw a humpback whale come breaching out of the water. John sounds like a great guy. He was way more concerned and happy that his grandson were catching fish. So that is really great stuff. We're happy to hear that. Down in Ensenada, same story. That weather has got the Pongueros in a bad situation, but it's going to come down. It's going to get better. They have bluefin right outside of Ensenada. They should get back on the bite here in the next 48 hours, and they've been catching copious amounts of rockfish down there for their folks. So that is all really, really good news. A couple of other scores for you to give you an idea of what's going on in San Diego Polaris Supreme. 24 guys, 3-day trip, 20 yellows, 10 bluefin, tuna. Not anything to write home about, but we are coming out of that kind of fishing. Sea Watch with 27 yellows and a skipjack, kind of fishing those local kelps. That is, and let's transition into that, and I'll come back to the bluefin also in a moment, but transitioning into the kelp patty yellowtail fishing, it can be feast or famine. It is finding the right kelp. That's what it's all about. It makes a huge difference, and that's what you must be doing. So keep that in mind, my friends. That is the thing right now. You find the right kelp, it's loaded with yellows, most of them 5 to 10 pounds, few bigger than that. They're biting on the bait, fluorocarbon best, a number 2 size hook, and a good hot Dean, and that is the way to get a bite. And there's been some fish taken on the iron also, some yo-yo type iron, mega bait type stuff, Diwasacanas. There's been some fish, but most of it has been on the bait, and at times it's really, really good. A little bit of choppy weather again today. We'll see how that goes. To San Diego, 30 guys yesterday, 5 yellowtail, 2 bluefin tuna. So you have scores from limits to guys that scratched because they didn't find that right kelp patty. All right, we wanted to mention a couple of folks. Michelle Nakama with a nice, beautiful fish on the Polaris Supreme. Congratulations, Michelle. Dave Choate, many of you know Dave, great guy. He was on the Shogun, raved about the crew, said they were great. He had 136 and 144 pound bluefin tuna. Doesn't surprise me. Dave is just an outstanding angler. So really better signal coming on. Overall, still on the slower side. That's how I would say it is. But I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's getting ready to bite again. It should get really good. Don't leave your Daiwa 2 speeds at home. You're going to want to have those. Those are going to make a huge difference to your success. Hey, a reminder to you all that you can watch our shorts also. We have some great shorts running right now with Tucker McCombs making a prediction on the sea bass, talking about albacore, talking about 90% of the time what tackle you'll need in the Channel Islands to catch a trophy white sea bass or halibut. Don't miss the Friedman Adventures shorts, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok, where we have had millions of social media views. Once again, all thanks to you. Deeply, deeply appreciated. All right, yesterday, we've got to talk about Blacktail Hooks. My dear friend Sky, his girlfriend Izzy, they were on board the Pride with a bunch of other lucky folks, and they limited out on the white sea bass. In fact, I've got to tell you, Sky said, man, that guy Sean Roberts, captain of the Pride, he fishes hard. Man, did he do a great job. We can't wait to go with him again. And we had a short with Izzy and quite a battle with the white sea bass, having a lot of fun and finally conquering her catch, but with a lot of help from the Pride crew. That was really a great catch. Izzy, way to go. Congratulations, you beat Sky again. You keep doing that, the poor guy's going to have to see a psychologist. But great job and really great fishing on board the Pride. Now we're dealing with some weather up in that northern sector of the Channel Islands. But I'll tell you, the Aloha Spirit yesterday was 17 guys, had 12 white sea bass for a nice hit on the sea bass. That is ready to explode now also. Tucker McCombs the other day was talking about when the sea bass will bite at its peak, when they will turn on. And he likes that third day before the full moon and third day after the full moon. Today is the third day after the moon. Now that might get screwed up because of the weather, but I'm thinking we're headed toward a really big weekend in the Channel Islands. Keep that in mind because it could go really, really well. Dropper loop is the best way in most cases to take both sea bass and halibut. Things change once in a while. Sometimes you got to go to those lead heads with the pink or orange heads. Sometimes you're going to fish another kind of rig. And also, Sky said they caught several fish on white tatty lures. Everything with squid, however. They were squid tipped. Everything was squid. They were using blacktail glow-in-the-dark hooks and dropper looping, and they had great success doing that. Just a dream trip on the Pride. Blacktail Hooks, thank you for all your support, Sky, kids events, and everything else. We deeply, deeply appreciate it. All right, so out at our local areas here, and I'm talking about from San Diego, actually Ensenada, all the way up. This looks good, fishable. Should be able to catch sculpin, rockfish. And I know some of you are thinking, wow, why sculpin and rockfish? We're starting to get, kind of headed toward June at least. We're in that cold water year, my friends. We are definitely seeing the effects of that, so it's gonna be a little later. Like our yellowtail bite on the kelps is about a month late this year. Cold water has got things a little bit behind schedule, but it's gonna be a rip-roaring summer and an incredible fall. That's what I'm thinking is headed our way. New Seaforth down there out of Seaforth Sportfishing in St. Diego. Great calico bass fishing yesterday. Nice to see that. They released a bunch, kept a bunch, had really fun fishing. And Karen Tickner, she was on the premiere, absolutely had a great time catching beautiful rockfish. She loves the crew and said they were fantastic once again. Nick Ramirez was on the Spitfire out of Marina del Rey sport fishing, and Nick had some rockfish and no halibut yesterday, but the previous day they not only had great rock fishing, but they had halibut to go along with it, and they have been doing that on a fairly regular basis. There has been some outstanding fishing here in Long Beach landings, 22nd Street landing in San Pedro. All these guys have been doing quite well. We are dealing, however, with some breezy conditions in some areas, not all areas, okay? So some areas are dealing with it, and I know the San Diego fleet is on that bluefin. That's snotty weather for most of the night. It got knocked around a little bit, but able to scratch out a decent catch of bluefin tuna, at least showing significant signs of life and pointing us in the right direction one more time again. We're getting ready for some nicer weather this weekend. It's going to be really nice. Up there in the Channel Islands, it's going to be breezy through Friday, but then we get and transition into a gorgeous weekend. Man, that's perfect. I hope you're going to get out this weekend and catch some fish. Now, the Redondo Rod and Gun Club, their surf fishing tournament is May 20th and 21st. So here's the deal. Either May 20th or May 21st, you have to go to one of 4 places to sign up, because you're going to get some stuff. You're going to get a ruler that you're going to take your fish photos with. You're going to get instructions on the tournament. It's only $20 and it's going to be a lot of fun. So you have to go to one of these venues the 20th or the 21st to sign up. And most of these guys are going to be open at 5 a.m. Big fish, bait, and tackle. Got to see my good friend Rada. Man, he gave me a combo, a Daiwa surf fishing combo. Beautiful. It's just one of many prizes that will be available. So make sure you go see Rada at Big Fish Bait and Tackle. Incidentally, he said he's going to have a surprise discount of some kind. So when you walk in there, ask him about that on the 20th and 21st. Rada's going to have a great discount at Big Fish Bait and Tackle. Check that out. Sam De La Torre over there at Island Fishing Tackle in Carson, California. Sam says he's going to be there at 5 a.m. I'd make it like 5:30, something like that. Oh, Sam should be there at 5. Sam's going to be there at 5, May 20th. And then the 21st, he's not open on a Sunday. But I think he's going to attend the banquet over at the Redondo Beach Rod and Gun Club. Depends upon his kids in Little League. That's going to take first priority. 22nd Street Landing in beautiful San Pedro, California. They will be open definitely at 5 a.m. You can go in there, sign up, pay your $20, get your ruler and the rest of the stuff they're going to give you, and then the Redondo Rod and Gun Club. And let me just give you a web address in case you need more info right at this moment, www.redondorodandgunclub.com for more. So there you have it. And great banquet at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Redondo Beach. I'll be there. You should be there. It should be really a lot of fun. All right, my friends, there is a lot going on. We've seen some really significant life with regard to that bluefin tuna. I like that. And this sea bass bite was incredible for Blacktail Hooks on board the Pride out of 22nd Street Landing. Of course, we'll be watching that and everything else, including some much better surf fishing with some barred perch down south. Martin Padilla the other day had a big bat ray fishing with a Lucky Craft lure. There's been barred perch. There's been a little bit more yellowfin croaker starting to bite and halibut. That all coming together nicely. All right, have a great morning, my friends. It's always good to start out with you. Of course, Friedman Adventures YouTube channel will have lots more for you as the day unfolds. Can't thank you enough for joining us, and I hope to see you really, really soon.